Tonight, we talk new coaches, take a full look at the 2026 recruiting class, and look ahead to the Vegas Bowl against the 15th-ranked Utah Utes. All coming up on Big Red Wrap-Up. Hi, everyone. I'm Michael Severe, and welcome to Big Red Wrap-Up on Nebraska Public Media. We want to hear your thoughts going into the postseason, so you can connect with us on Facebook, X, of course, the Big Red Wrap-Up page with your questions. You can also email or text us, nebraskapublicmedia.org. And our phones, of course, are always standing by, ready to take your calls. At the end of the show, we'll answer as many of the questions as time permits. Now it's time for sideline surveys. Last week on the survey, we asked you if you expected there to be more coaching changes this offseason. 83% of you were correct as they moved on from Donovan Raiola and Terry Braden as well. This week's question, what do you expect against the 15th-ranked Utah Utes? At the end, ranked opponent losing streak goes away, a Utah close win, or a Utah blowout. Currently, Utah close win, 54% having some confidence. Joining us now, former Husker Jay Moore and Sean Callahan. John Butler gets relieved. Doesn't take long to get a defensive coordinator. What do you think of Rob Orich so far?
Yeah, I told you I didn't know much about him. Mm-hmm. You know, we'd heard, or people were hoping you'd look at a Justin Wilcox, maybe a Jim Leonard, the gentleman from Toledo.
Syracuse.
Yes,
right.
Then I'm going to. Those are kind of the initial names that people were pretty high on. So didn't know much about Orich, but after doing some research and looking into it, I like the hire. Andrew Marshall's able to give some good detail on what kind of coach he is. He was with him when he was at Idaho a little bit. So I think what I love is the fact that the total points allowed, you know, was in the top 15, top 10.
12.6.
Yeah, top 10.
Game.
In the top 10 in the nation. And most importantly, his defense stopped the run.
Yes.
They stopped the run. They play sound defense. They play very physical up front. This is something Nebraska vastly needs to be in the living in the Big Ten now. And I think he has great energy. He's young. And I think some people, there's a misconception because if he didn't do it at a major conference before, an SEC, AC, Big Ten, that he can't necessarily do it here. I kind of like that. I like guys that come in and have maybe a little chip on their shoulder and just want to have something to prove. But I like the hire, and I fully trust that Matt Rule trusts him and knows exactly what he needs, what he wants in a guy to get this defense turned around.
Be the best the level you're at, and he's been the best the level he's at. A lot of talk about a four-man front. I tell people that a 4-2-5 isn't that different as a 3-3-5. It basically is the weak side defensive end is your jack. It's about the same, about a 250-pound guy. But I know people are excited about the four-man idea.
Yeah, I just think it might fit their personnel. You know, when they had Ty Robinson and Nash Hutmacher, the 3-3-5 looked great. But you saw losing those guys, it was a transition this year. They just didn't have the push up front, the edge rush that you wanted to see. They didn't contain the edge well. This move to a 4-2-5, you know, you're going to get Williams Nwaneri and Keona Davis as guys maybe on the outside now. And I know that excites Matt Rule to see just some of the way some of those guys are going to line up differently versus more of a three-man defensive lineman. And look, they did, and Damon has said this many times on the show, they did line up in a lot of four-man front this year, but this would now become the more base look that we've seen, that they'll use moving forward.
Yeah, don't be surprised if you see Davis in the three technique, because I think he can fit and grow into that. On the offensive side, Donovan Raiola, of course, was fired, and they went with Jeep Wade, great name, out of Georgia Tech. Thoughts on what you've heard so far about him? And obviously, they've run the heck out of the ball at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, they do, and they've done it in multiple ways. And running the quarterback, King has run the football very well as a quarterback. So I don't know initially if that means Nebraska is going to start utilizing the QB run game more going forward. I'm not forecasting that at all, but I think it's just Nebraska realizes where they're weak at, and they need to get better to compete and get over this hurdle and to be more competitive, not only in the Big Ten, but nationally. You got to be elite on your lines of scrimmage. So they made changes defensively, made changes to the D-line coach, now they made changes to the O-line coach. They got to get better there. And I like what he's done there at Georgia Tech. Not allowing a whole lot of sacks, top 10 in rushing. So there's those things that Nebraska need and want. He fits well for what Nebraska, with Holgerson's offense going forward, being more physical, being more violent, and playing on the opposing team's line of scrimmage.
And he's had success wherever he's been. You know, it's interesting when you look at what they're doing running the ball. Haynes King, I think, has a total of like 31 touchdowns over 3 years. You believe that they're moving towards having more of a running quarterback with this guy?
It's just hard to say till we know about Dylan Raiola's future in the program, but I just think they needed a full change in management. Look, you go 4 years, and there just weren't a lot of high points with the O-line play. I mean, you think about 7 sacks against Michigan, 9 against Minnesota, and you can say, oh, the quarterback.
And only 4 after that, right?
But only 4 after that. But those moments changed the season.
Sure.
The Minnesota game and the Michigan game, 16 sacks. You cannot look past that when you sum up what this season was for Nebraska. Those were some of the lowest sack moment games we've ever seen, especially when you're only playing, like, was it 50-some snaps at Minnesota to give them 9. And I just think Matt Rhule's like, look, it's time. We need to go in a different direction. Donovan had 4 years, and recruiting was not one of his strong suits either. So I do think they're trying to address the recruiting side of the O-line as well.
Yeah, I know he had a 5-star that he was having going to Georgia Tech, so he can obviously recruit. Emmett Johnson last week decided that he's going to go pro. Quick thoughts on losing Emmett?
Yeah, selfishly would love to see him stay, but it makes the most sense for him. You only have so many carries and reps at a back, and his effort and the load he carried this year at Nebraska was big time. But you look the fiscal, the financially, can Nebraska afford to pay him what he needs? Because essentially rookie contracts now, first-year players, they're making $1 million.
Yep.
So that's hard for Nebraska even to maybe pay him that as a running back coming into his senior year. Plus signing bonuses, he could be anywhere from a 3rd to a 5th round back potentially. So financially, it makes sense. Unless he's running back of the year. He's in the top 3 running back performances in the nation this year, in my opinion. So unfortunately for Nebraska, but this is the right move to make for Emmett and his future in football.
And it's great timing. He's not going to run a great time, but this is not a great running back year compared to last year. So if he does sign in the 4th round, you're talking a 4-year contract for about $4 million, you're not going to be able to match that.
Yeah, and even if it was close, I mean, if like NFL money, you still, I think, lean towards the NFL because of the shelf life of that position. But every metric between his receiving yards, his rushing yards, everything he did this year, there's probably never been very many running backs that would have returned, especially him being a 4th-year guy already.
Right. Yeah. Amir came back, obviously, his junior year, but it was a little bit different because he played as a freshman. So that obviously is a little bit different there. Emmett goes, so we turn our attention to the 2026 recruiting class, and we start with, out of the 10 people, the person who may be taking Johnson's spot at some point. Let's talk about Jamal Rhule. I love how smooth he is, catches the ball out of the backfield, does a lot of things well.
Yeah, he's 6'1", 205 as well. Had a huge year in Charlotte. And, they were in, Michael and Jay, on some pretty big running backs in this process. Brian Bonner was one, and Rhule was the guy that they gravitated towards. E.J. Barthel really liked him from the jump. They only brought in 2 running backs total for official visitors in June. There's a local running back, Nelson Wheeler, going to Illinois.
Yep.
But this was the guy that they wanted. And the numbers that he had a huge senior year. And you look at Jamarian Parker, he's already moved on. There's Emmett's gone. So the opportunity could be there for a guy like Jamal Rhule. And we've seen it. Usually with running back, if they're good, like Brandon Jackson, I'll never forget. Day one, when I saw him, I'm like, okay, yep, he's pretty good.
Yep.
And you usually, that's not one where a guy just, like Emmett Johnson's kind of a rarity, where a guy just kind of gets better by the end of his career, but usually at the start, I love
his forward lean. Jordan Mason out of Georgia Tech, who, of course, went on to play in the league, San Francisco and Minnesota Vikings, if you want to check him out. Let's go to tight end, Luke Sorensen, 6'3", 240. He reminds me a little bit of Ben Cotton, the way he blocks. Maybe the first couple of years he's here, he's an inline blocking guy.
Yeah, this guy's a really good get out of California, likes the Penn State, and a lot of the big-time schools were in on him. So I think this was one where you got to replace some talent. Lindemeyer, you have Harburg leaving. So this is a spot where you have to, tight end is so important. We've seen this just across college football in general. This is a really, really good get to go back in the state of California for Nebraska to land Luke Sorensen.
What did they ultimately beat out for him?
I mean, a lot of teams in the West.
A lot of them offered him.
He had several men. He's from Anaheim Servite,
right?
One of the top programs in the country. They play in the Trinity Conference, which is where T.J. Lateef played. It's where Mater Dei is in. So he plays week after week, one of the best true high school leagues in America. Grew up a Husker fan, too. I think that's notable. His family are big-time Husker fans out in California. We know there's a lot of Nebraska fans on the West Coast, and I'm excited about him and what Luke Sorensen's going to bring is with the opportunity there at tight end.
Yeah, no doubt. And what I love about him, though, is he can block, and you come right in as a freshman and block, you're pretty good. Join the receiving room. Let's start with Nayland Scott, Georgia, guy from Georgia, big physical guy, who goes up and competes for the ball.
Yeah, they really jumped on Nayland early. Again, receiver was a need where they wanted at least 2. It's not a big class, but 2 of the 10 guys are wide receivers. They just, you look at some of the guys who are going to be losing. Again, there's an opportunity for any of these freshman receivers to possibly get on the field right away. And Nayland Scott comes from a pretty good level of football in Georgia.
Not a ton of speed, but they need guys that can make competitive catches.
They do. They need the big bodies, right? Big catch radiuses, and guys who can go get those 50-50 balls. We saw guys who struggle to get those 50-50 possession balls against Iowa. In the Big Ten Conference, where you're playing long, athletic corners and physical corners, you have to be able to create separation, but also go get those back shoulders and get those 50-50 balls that you have to have a strong at the point of attack and be strong with that catch radius. And Nebraska definitely needs more of these guys.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Drake London because he's not overly fast, but he goes up and gets it. Larry Miles, only a 5'11", 175, out of Florida. Beat out Pitt and Kentucky. Slot guy, replaced Jake Barney eventually.
Right, and pure speed, a guy that they were on early too. I mean, these were June commits for Nebraska where they had them in on their visits. And when you follow recruiting, June is such a big month now to get your official visitors and land your commits. And he was the other key wide receiver Nebraska was on. And these 2 stuck with Nebraska really throughout the entire process. I mean, they had teams reaching out to them like every recruit, but he was solid to Nebraska, and they've done a good job in Florida on the staff with some of the connections like Addison Williams and some of the other coaches on this coaching staff.
Yeah, he's more quick than fast. Like in short area quickness. I bet his burst is really good.
Twitchy, right? But not long range speed, but that's all the players I played with from, the state of Florida, Twitchy was the best the attribute that you always give to those guys.
Yeah, and once they got fed right, they get big too.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. Speaking of big, not many people as big as Claude Mpuma, 6'8", really listed at 308 pounds right now out of Chicago. Only 2 years of playing, but watch him on the basketball court. He's an athlete.
Yeah, and you look at recruits in this class that, you maybe go heavier on NIL. I think this is one of them.
Sure.
You can't do it now with all your high school guys, but Mpuma was a priority tackle body. Nebraska needed to get true tackle bodies on this roster. I mean, they've been very good at getting kind of the boxier guard center players, but for whatever reason, the tackle recruiting just has not been at the high school level where it needs to be, and they're really banking on Mpuma out of the Chicago area to be the guy.
You know what I think for a guy who's only played 2 years, I think it takes a while to learn how to be physical because he's played soccer and basketball. You don't find that with him. He drives guys to the ground. He's got a great first strike.
Yeah, it is. And I love the fact multi-sport athletes at the offensive line position, defensive line position. It means you have good feet. You just know how to control your body in space. But yeah, you hit that nail on the head, Michael. It's when young players don't know how to that point of attack and just being that aggressive, he has no issue with that for sure.
Yeah, my cop is completely unfair. It's Jonathan Ogden. I apologize to everyone.
So we got a Hall of Famer.
Got a Hall of Famer already. Hayden Ashworth at 6'5", 305 out of Biloxi, Mississippi. Beat out Ole Miss, UNC for him. He's built like a fire hydrant, basically.
Yeah, and he's young, too. I mean, he skipped a year of high school, so he won't enroll early because he still should be a junior in high school. So not only is he got a lot of upside, he's a very young player in terms of just his age. He should be a 2027. He reclassified. Again, this is somebody Nebraska went after right away, and I look at him like Mpuma I mentioned is kind of high value. This is kind of like your undrafted signee. There'll be a lot of recruits you bring in that you don't give big NIL deals to. They just get a standard scholarship. And these are the kind of guys that you want to bring in and develop in your program.
Played right tackle, probably moves the guard. You know what he is? Nasty. He puts knees into people. Hip checks people.
And that's something you can't teach.
Yeah.
You're kind of born with that. You have that chip on your shoulder. And you can definitely work with that. You get these young kids that come in here that have that. It's easier to tell them to turn it down a little bit than to turn it up. So they're going to probably tell him to turn it down a little bit. Otherwise, you could get, you're going to be kicked out a lot of games, some personal fouls potentially.
No doubt. Rex Waterman sounds like an actor from Hollywood. 6'5", 295, another big guy inside. High cut, real high cut. This is another tackle.
He's got the hair too.
Yeah, everything about him looks like he's a superstar out of Hollywood.
No, and again, they really wanted to emphasize getting linemen that they could grow and develop and fit the attributes, and he fits exactly that for what they're trying to build in this program. And every year, ideally, you want, even on a small class, you want to take 3 or 4 O linemen because they're very expensive. If you find a developed lineman in the portal, add a 7th figure to the paycheck.
Yeah. Matt Slauson, my comp.
Matt Slauson.
Matt Slauson is my comp.
Slaw Daddy. No, he plays with really good technique. You can see those films. I love seeing the back end shots of the offensive line. Good leverage, good hand placement, and he finishes guys. So, and very competitive. Down in Phoenix, that's a high-level football. Down in Chandler, so this is a good one. That again, bolstering up that offensive line performance that Nebraska definitely needs.
Going to cornerback, Danny Odom, going to the Navy All-American game. This guy is a composite 4-star. I know one of the services is a 5-star. He's a ball hawk. He goes and gets it.
Yeah, and you talk about priority kind of first-round picks in the class. This was another one in terms of where they went all in on. And they battle. I mean, you mentioned one of the services has him as a 5-star. He's a high 4 consensus overall. The top player in the class in terms of overall ability. And you look at the corner position with what Nebraska loses in Sierra Wright, it's not out of the question that he could contend to play right away as a Husker.
And you mentioned two-sport. As a sophomore, he led his team to district title in basketball. He's like good tackler as well. Mike McKenzie.
Okay.
Green Bay Packers.
I was thinking like Jalen Ramsey.
Ooh, that big. So more you think he moves to safety eventually?
Well, no, when Ramsey played,
Yeah, but it's almost like a rover. He's kind of like.
I just think he does everything long. Long. I mean, that's where the secondary is going nowadays. It's the long, lean, athletic guys who can run. To me, just looking at some of the initial film, I just see that. I saw like a number 5 for the Dolphins. I know he's not at the Dolphins anymore, but just seems to me that type of player.
So an All-Pro.
Well,
I don't Hall of Famer. Much worse on it. All right, let's go to Jace Reynolds, your local guy, 6'2", the lone recruit from Nebraska, Elkhorn North. 6'2", you can see, though, he can put on some weight. You can see a frame that's going to develop.
And they saw Jace Reynolds in camp after his sophomore year and offered him immediately, and they stuck with the offer. And he's a multi-sport guy, plays basketball. He will not enroll early because he's going to play basketball and be a multi-sport guy for Elkhorn North. But just somebody that they've been behind from the get-go. And he ran extremely well at Nebraska's camp and tested well. And I think that was a big factor with his measurables, why they went with him. And you talk about just one in-state commit. That's happened before. When Sam Cotton was in the class that year, way back when, he was the only in-state guy. So it's not out of the norm to say, oh, there's only one in-state commit.
But back then they had walk-ons.
And they had walk-ons.
And they were in-state walk-ons.
That walk-on class that year was like Brandon Riley and Janovich. And
it was pretty good. All we have left is the kicker. But before I say that, it's important to bring some of these guys in, or Nebraska guys, right? Even if it hasn't worked out, you got to get these guys.
Without a doubt. And he has the frame, he has athletic ability. Probably not a play right away, but again, you get him in here, you get him in the program, add some weight, get him into special teams, and you develop him that way. Kind of what's been done the old school way. But I like, again, multiple sport athletes.
And he's from Elkhorn.
And he's from Elkhorn. So
good football players come from Elkhorn.
Right? Ben Doris is who I gave for a comp for him. Last recruit, kicker, Michael Sarkisas from Australia. I'm not sure how to say his name, but he's the last guy added to the class.
What's interesting, he's from Pro Kick, and you think Pro Kick is punters. Well, he's a kicker. And it doesn't mean anything about Kyle Cunanan or John Hull. They just wanted to build depth and have another guy for the future because both Hull and Cunanan are upperclassmen now in terms of age. And so they want to get another guy to develop, and it's purely Mike Eckler. Mike Eckler has the relationships, the contacts with Pro Kick, and things went really well, they thought, with Archie Wilson, and another one of the Pro Kick guys will be in Lincoln as a kicker.
It's funny when you look at this class, it's kind of like going to Trader Joe's. You're only going to pick a few guys that you really need.
Yep.
Minnesota went to Costco and had like 38 guys, but we went to Trader Joe's.
You were very, very specific.
Very select.
You're probably,
gingerbreads.
You're probably you're not going to go there and load up on your meat, your big bulk items. But you're going to go in there, you're going to get your coffees, your specialty items that are, that's really, really good, but you're just not going to go and break the bank there. Because obviously with this small of class, I think we know what's coming starting January 2nd.
No doubt.
And with the transfer portal, so they're going to load up there.
Wrapping up the class, let's hear what Coach Rule thinks about his haul.
We wanted players at key positions that we felt like are hard to get in the portal. Like when you look at offensive linemen, you want to continue to grow through high school recruiting, grow your own guys, and then supplement when needed. And so to go out and get 3 offensive linemen, we thought was really key to us. And then we wanted guys we thought would be difference makers. Obviously whether it's place kicker. This is a windy place. This is a difficult place, and so someone that we thought could contribute. We have a great kicking room, and Eck just wants to continue to bring talent into there. At the wide receiver position, we wanted a big outside guy, and we believe that we got that with Nalen, and we wanted someone the versatility of Larry who could play inside and outside, and just really competitive. Jamal, we want to run the football. I think we proved this year that a back can be featured here, and so we like the running back room. And really, Jamal was a premier guy on our board, and we were able to get him, and then hold on to him. We like our tight end room. Matter of fact, I just walked through the indoor, and Luke Lindenmeyer has the tight ends in there, and they're running routes right now. I mean, we have a really good room, and Luke Sorensen, I think Sat did just an absolutely great job on him. The guy we targeted, a guy who can play both Y and flex out. So hard to find guys who can do both.
I wish he had just said, with a name like Rule, I had to recruit him. What's your take? I mean, this is a long way away from 2005 giant class. This is a much smaller one.
Yeah, it's incomplete right now because of the portal, and you have to manage your finances a lot differently now if you're Nebraska. So we are
turn out the
Big
light.
Red wrap up under dark.
The lights.
I think just in general, you have to manage that money a lot differently.
Yeah.
And you saw some teams decide, like USC, spent millions of dollars to front load pay their high school recruits. You can't do that going forward, but that's what some approaches were different that way. I think Matt Rule's like, look, we already have a big roster, and if we're going to add 10 more plus players, it's going to be probably from the portal.
Yeah, and the way 1890's changing, of course, and everything's coming in-house, too, you better, maybe even better to understand the way you can manage your money a little bit?
Yeah, you're going to have your rev share piece, which for Nebraska moving forward for football will be roughly 15, 16 million. But the big news at the Regents meeting on Friday was the shifting of the Playfly multimedia rights money. Nebraska will earmark about 9 million of the 14 million they get from that to use that now for multimedia NIL legit deals. So that's how you get to 25 million. But even the concerts that Nebraska is going to run, they'll make about $6 million on these 3 concerts. They can do things like have the student athletes market the events, and they can get some of that money that they're going to make off the concert. So Troy Dan and his team are really ahead of the game on this. And 25 million is an extremely healthy number to have right now moving forward in this new set of rules that are going to go into play this year.
No doubt, and eventually they'll get some of that money back from the grandfather people who have season tickets as well, eventually. A lot more coming up here on Big Red Wrap-Up. Next, we'll be joined by Brian Christopherson from 24/7 Sports, and later we'll talk about Utah. But first, let's check in with Molly.
That includes Costco and Trader Joe's, so that was quite entertaining. As the Huskers move into postseason, it's member drive time here at Nebraska Public Media, and viewer support has never been more vital. Big Red Wrap-Up is a long-standing series that we know you love. Call 800-989-8236 or go online to nebraskapublicmedia.org/donate, and we'll thank you with one of these great sports gifts. For $15 a month or a $180 one-time gift, you can get the Nebraska Public Media Sports Fleece Jacket. As you can see right here, it's a red mid-weight fleece jacket. It has great zippered pockets and includes the Nebraska Public Media Sports logo embroidered on the front. For $5 a month or a $60 one-time gift, you can have a 3-month subscription to Big Ten Plus. Each year, Big Ten Plus streams over 2,700 non-televised games and events, including Nebraska events that you can't watch anywhere else. Also, you can watch Big Ten games on demand following the conclusion of the event. 800-989-8236 or go online to nebraskapublicmedia.org/donate and make the jacket or that Big Ten subscription yours. Your donation supports many things here at Nebraska Public Media, including producing programs, acquiring programs, community events, award-winning series, our legislative coverage, and more than 200 hours of sports production each year. For $15 a month, remember, you can select this or a $180 one-time gift. You can select this Nebraska Public Media Sports Fleece Jacket. It's great for all types of weather. You can layer under it, you can layer over it. It includes zippered pockets, which is very handy, and the Nebraska Public Media Sports logo is embroidered on the front. And again, for $5 a month or a $60 one-time gift, you get that 3-month subscription to the Big Ten Plus. Well, like we said, each year Big Ten Plus streams over 2,700 hours of non-televised games and events, including Nebraska events that you can't watch anywhere else. You can also watch games on demand following the conclusion of the event. Call 800-989 or go to 989-8236 or go to nebraskapublicmedia.org/donate. And when you do, consider making your contribution as a sustaining star. That means you make a monthly contribution, you set it up, it's easy for you, it's best for us. Your membership never lapses, and you can change the amount at any time. In times like these, it helps us to plan ahead. And if you're already a member, you might consider upping your donation or giving a year-end gift. Thank you for your support, and we'll be back one more time before our Big Red Wrap-Up is over. 800-989-8236. Thank you.
Thanks, Molly. Your donations can help us, of course, look great on the air, but remember great moments like this one in Husker history. That, of course, 1997, the flea kicker, remembering it for Matt Davison. Hey, Matt, good catch. That sent it to overtime, and Scott Frost scampered for 10 yards to put the Huskers up 45-38. But of course, it was the black shirts that ended the game on a 4th down sack. Corby Jones to stay undefeated and go on to win Nebraska's last national championship, the 1997 national title. Let's go to this week's question. What was significant about the 1997 national title race that ended up with 2 champions? Contact us with your answer. And your answer could maybe win a copy of our own Sean Callahan's new book about the Huskers, The Program, a curated history of the Cornhuskers. This week's winner will be announced on next week's show. Last week's trivia question was, how many touchdowns did Johnny Ryder score in the 1971 season? The answer, of course, is 17. Who doesn't know that? And this week's winner is Brandon Zubrod. Now let's welcome in from 24/7 Sports, Brian Christopherson. I made sure one of my comps for the recruiting class was a Cotton just for you.
Okay, all right.
I got him in there.
Taking jabs
I got
already.
some Ben Cotton in there. What do you think of the class?
I like the class for the size it was. I mean, only taking 10 guys, but I think they feel like they maximized their value in those picks. Obviously, Danny Odom is the headliner as a 5-star, but Luke Sorensen's a kid I'm really excited about, and I wouldn't count him out from having a shot to even contribute next year.
Yes.
I mean, he really started more as a blocking tight end, but I think he's got all the traits to be a really, really good wide receiver. I think the ceiling is incredibly high for Claude and Puma, and my sleeper would be Larry Miles. I just think, I mean, he's still playing, I think, in their Florida high school state championships. And he just keeps putting up numbers, and he's a little guy, but he packs a punch for that size.
Larry Miles had 169 yards and a touchdown in the semifinal game.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. BC, looking with the smaller class, we know what they're trying to do in the transfer portal. What are you think some immediate needs right now in that transfer portal that Nebraska has to go after?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think a few additions on the D-line would help. They've got a lot of good guys there to develop, but I think you could add a couple pieces that could really help that unit take off. Running back is a spot where you look at as maybe you add to that competition. I know I'm excited to see in this bowl game what Mosey and Mekhi Nelson can do. I think that's kind of the cool part of this game, one of the storylines of that bowl game. But the more competition you can have at that position, the better. But I'm always kind of focused on the trenches. If you can add guys, and it's elbows out to try to get those type of guys, that's understood, and they come at a high price. But if Nebraska can find a few just dynamic guys on each side of the ball, offensive line and defensive line, It can go a long way for this program. And we've seen, like, look at Texas Tech, like how they change things with some D-line additions. You can get a lot done if you get the right 2 or 3 guys there sometimes.
Brian, it's been a different December than what we've been used to. I mean, there's been no recruiting, there's been no portal stuff yet, but there's been a lot of coaching staff movement. I mean, just what are your thoughts on how Matt Rhule, how quick he's operating? I mean, it hasn't been the norm in our time working around this program to see a coach operate the way he's been operating.
Yeah, I give him credit because I think you have to move with that sort of pace nowadays because you've got to get your guys here, your new staff members, so the players can get around them, so they can have a feel like how they fit together. Obviously, you want to have your guys in place before you get to the portal when it opens up on January 2nd. So I think he almost had to go at sort of that breakneck pace because if to get the guys you want, there's a lot of other schools that, for instance, are interested in Rob Orich. Like, there's other suitors for him, or a Jeep Wade. Like, I know there was another power conference school that wanted him. So you got to go play ball pretty early in the process to, I think, get the guys you want, and then it helps them get familiar with your players and vice versa.
Any concern about Orich not having experience in a Power 4 conference and really only having 1 year at that level as a DC?
I mean, I think it's fair to bring up, but as Rhule said today, like, he just fell in love with the tape, and at every level he's been, he's been elite with it. He's helped them progress each season, and if you look at that San Diego State defense, last year that was like a 3-9 football team, and to build that into a top 10 unit in like 10 different categories, obviously good against the run, but they were strong in the red zone too, and that's like a huge stat that Nebraska has to completely flip. Basically dead last there, this year. So I just think a lot of things added up, and it sounds like, Rhule just felt like his defense in the last year or so, it just wasn't playing as fast as when they first got here. And when he watched the tape of Orich's defense, it's like those guys fly around, and I just like the way they get after it. And so, and then they also went to apparently Matt Rhule's daughter's basketball games, and he was able to communicate a vision even while there's a chaos of grown men probably yelling
Thanks, Sip, for clarifying that.
Yes, thank you very much for asking that question.
Yeah.
Yes.
So with those two guys, with Wade and Orich being hired so quickly, they're going to be involved in the bowl game. Are you bowl game prep? Are you surprised by that? Set 2-part question, and then what do you think they can get implemented in those 14, 15 practices with those two new guys now being present?
I'm not surprised by it with Wade, especially even coaching the guys up, because again, it's like that's an O-line that has all these like 2nd and 3rd year players we've talked about. Your Grant Brickses, your Gibson Pyle, I think, is injured right now, but Jason Machachok type. Yeah, you could go through like 5 or 6, 7 names there, and it's those guys' time. It's their time to step up. The green light's on, and for Jeep Wade to get a close look at them and kind of see, for one, who's going to fit into one of the starting guard spots with Rocco Spindler out. That's going to be interesting. But it's a spring ball before spring ball now, and it reminds just how costly it was for this program to go all those years without bowl games where you didn't have those practices to evaluate guys. And then I think for Orich, it's just, even if Phil Snow's running the defense in the bowl game, it's just a big deal to like see, okay, what is the mentality of the type of players I have? What do we have here, and what do we need to add to the cupboard? That's a big part of it too.
With this bowl game, Brian, you have obviously no Dylan, no Rocco, no Emmett Johnson. I mean, arguably 3 on paper going into the year, 3 of your top names. I mean, what are your expectations going out to Vegas for a game against probably the highest? I mean, I believe this is the highest ranked team Nebraska will have played all year.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously going to be big underdogs, but we've seen this. It was a while back, but you remember we covered some bowl games.
Michigan.
Yeah, but even in the Pelini era, you could go back to like there's games where teams are motivated and one side's not, and that's like the biggest thing. A team can be like a 10, 14-point favorite, but if they're not juiced up to play you, like Nebraska the one year wasn't juiced up to play Washington.
Again for the 3rd time.
And they didn't show up, a 19-7 game, and then the one year they beat Georgia, because I don't know that Georgia was all that excited about it. Right. So I have to think that Nebraska's got a lot of guys who are motivated to show these coaches like what they're made of and all that. Now Utah might have a lot of energy too. I don't know what Whittingham's situation is. There's talk about he's nearing the end, and so they're going to want to ball out for him perhaps. But this is a great opportunity. We mentioned like Mosey and Mekhi Nelson, guys like that. What do you got? This is a chance to show like you're ahead of the pack as you go into 26 and use it as sort of a trampoline.
I need you to ask Jeep Wade a question for me. Being that he's a Southerner, is his middle name Pillow or Pilla? That's what, because we say Pilla in the South, so it's Gideon Pilla Wade the fourth, or is it Gideon Pillow Wade the fourth?
All right, that'll be like my third or fourth question.
I appreciate that.
Not the first one of the game.
Let me ask you a real question.
Okay.
What do you think about, so it's a lot of outside zone, but it also involved at Georgia Tech a quarterback that ran for more than 30 touchdowns. What do you think that means for Nebraska's offense?
We're getting into that.
Yes.
Get your grease board out.
Yeah. I always think it helps when you have a mobile quarterback in the college game as far as the like speculation about what's going to happen. These are the three words that aren't popular to say. I don't know. Sure. I just don't know what's going to go on.
I don't think he knows.
And so I'm as curious as everybody else on that. I do think in this day and age, with those type of situations as a fan base and certainly as a coaching staff, you can't panic about stuff. Like it's not whatever one player does, and I'm talking about any player. That's not the whole ball game. You know what I mean? So I think that has to be kept in mind if we do get a big headline or if we don't, and they manage to bring two guys back who started games this year, which is hard to do at that position in this time in college football. That's just the bottom line.
BC, this time in college football, it's getting interesting. We've seen Notre Dame not go with a hold the bowl game. Obviously, K-State, Iowa State with coaching changes. What does this kind of project now? College football we know is evolving. But now with these teams holding out bowl games, what do you foresee the bowl game situation looks like 3-4 years down the road now?
I'm a little worried about it, but I get optimistic when you hear like Rule and certain programs still talk about bowl games the way he did today and how much it means to younger players to play in those games. I was disappointed Notre Dame did what they did. I know they were in a different situation, but I'm hoping this isn't a trend with more and more teams that are doing that. I'm glad that Nebraska is excited to play in this game, but honestly, it is something that I wonder what is that going to look like in 5 years. It's very hard to say, but I grew up with the bowl games.
Yes.
New
Year's Day was a thing, right?
Yeah,
like,
I'm still a sucker for it.
Yeah.
Like I think of like the NBC crew announcing the Fiesta Bowl when I was like 7 years old, and like. Bob Trumpy and guys like that. So I mean, I am biased, admittedly, towards bowl games.
Yeah. So, one of the last things I wanted to ask you was when you look at what they're putting together, small class. You talked about what they need from the portal area, but do you think that it's a must to get a quarterback? Like in their minds, as they're looking through this, they have to get a quarterback because if Dylan was to leave, right? You can't just automatically say that TJ's the starter, right?
I think you would have to bolster your depth for sure. Yeah.
Almost bringing somebody who can compete for the job.
Even if you had both of them, I mean, you're going to lose a guy like in Gramstad. If you could get someone to add depth to that's a definite. Now that's going to be hard too. It's like Marcos Davila was like a sort of the perfect option to add depth last year, and how that sort of worked out. And he had a connection, I think, even with Holgorsen back in his recruiting days. But I do think that's a spot where you'd want to add someone.
How big is it that TJ Lateef did practice today? And when you kind of look at the game within the game, how big is this for TJ as we discuss maybe the Dylan Raiola, the whole discussion moving into the offseason?
Yeah, he's ahead of progress, it sounds like, from where Rule thought he would be, and he's going to do team workout stuff on Wednesday this week. So that's a big sign, and I just hope we can see him where he's mobile. Like, it was such a disappointment when we have such a small data sampling on him in his 3 games that one of them he has the injury in the first quarter and you don't get to see him use his legs. So that's the big thing. Can he do that at 100%? And if he can, I like a lot of things about his game. Like, even at Penn State when it wasn't going well, you heard guys praise him for, like, he just kept fighting for extra yards and he was that type of guy. And so I think he's made a good impression on his teammates. But you're right, Sean. I mean, this game's so huge, like, beyond just the game itself. It's that whole other topic and everything.
BC, we appreciate it, man.
Yep, thank you.
Merry Christmas. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at the Utah Utes. We welcome in Sammy Moore from Salt Lake. But first, let's send it over to Molly.
Fans of Nebraska Public Media have been supporting us and making programs like Big Red Wrap-Up possible for decades. Call now and show your support. 800-989-8236 or go online to nebraskapublicmedia.org/donate. And when you do, make that contribution. If you give a $180 one-time gift or a $15 a month gift, you can select as your thank you gift this Nebraska Public Media Sports Fleece Jacket. It is a vibrant red, a wonderful mid-weight fleece that has zippered pockets and includes the Nebraska Public Media Sports logo embroidered on the front. For $5 a month or a $60 one-time gift, that 3-month subscription to Big Ten Plus is yours. Each year, Big Ten Plus streams over 2,700 hours of non-televised games and events, including Nebraska events that you can't watch anywhere else. You can also watch Big Ten games on demand following the conclusion of the event. That number to call is 800-989-8236, or you can go to nebraskapublicmedia.org/donate. Each year, Nebraska Public Media airs more than 200 hours of local sports content produced right here at our station. That's some of our most popular content, and it's made possible by viewers who donate to Nebraska Public Media. Some of the sports you'll see are Nebraska State High School Championships, including basketball, wrestling, volleyball, baseball, and softball. You help broadcast Husker Volleyball, baseball, and women's basketball, Creighton volleyball, soccer, and baseball. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. And if you haven't seen it, check out behind the scenes of Nebraska Public Media Sports. When you make a contribution, we hope you'll consider becoming a sustaining star. That means that your contribution is a monthly contribution that you can set up and forget it. If you make that sustaining star gift at the $15 a month level, you can choose that Nebraska Public Media Sports Fleece Jacket that we've been hearing about tonight. It's great, a midweight jacket, appropriate to keep you warm, cozy inside, but also you can layer it and stay warm outside. Has great convenient zippered pockets, and it has that Nebraska Public Media Sports logo embroidered on the front. For $15 a month or a $60 one-time gift, you can select that 3-month subscription to Big Ten Plus. Each year, Big Ten Plus streams over 2,700 hours of non-televised games and events, including Nebraska events that you can't watch anywhere else. You can also watch those games on demand following the conclusion of the event. Make that call now, 800-989-8236, or go to nebraskapublicmedia.org/donate. Thank you, and back to you, Michael.
I think our players are, they know what, you just hear the word Utah and you know what it means, right? I mean, great defense, great running game. You watch their offense, it's exotic, it's exciting, it's, the quarterback runs, it's a lot of different things. And so, they know exactly what's at stake, and they're also unhappy with how we played the last 2 games. And so, TJ's going to have to get healthy. We can't have him not be able to move around the bowl game. This is a great opportunity for Isaiah Mackay and Quentin Ives at tailback. Someone's going to step in at right guard for Rocco. I think guys look at this as a great opportunity versus a great team.
Welcome back. And with the 15th ranked Utah Utes up next in the bowl game, we're joined by Zoom with Sammy Moore, the managing editor of 24/7 Sports in Utah. Sammy, thanks for taking the time. We really appreciate it. Do we know yet anything about any opt-outs? I know they've got some players obviously that can go in the first round on the offensive line. What are you hearing about opt-outs so far?
We haven't heard anything as of right now. Utah's been, locked in on bowl prep, so we haven't had any access to the team currently. But, it's possible that Caleb Lomu and Spencer Fano both opt out, but also there's a chance that they might not. There's uncertainty surrounding Kyle Whittingham's future, and if it is Kyle Whittingham's last game, I fully expect Utah to be, as many players as possible available to play so that they can send Whittingham out on a high note.
Sammy, what is the interest level for this game with Utah fans? Obviously, the proximity to Vegas is great. Are you expecting a large contingent of Utes fans to make their way out to Vegas?
I actually couldn't hear what your question was on that one.
Mike, can you guys hear me now? What are you expecting, Sammy, as far as the Utah fans that will come out to Vegas? Are you expecting a large number of Utah fans?
I still can't hear you, so I'm so sorry.
Michael,
Sammy, can you hear me? You can't hear me either, Sammy? Okay, sorry about that. I apologize. We lost the audio there. It's funny, I was talking to a good friend of mine who runs the New Mexico Bowl, and he has ties with Utah, and he was talking about that. And from what he understands, and he does believe that it's Winningham's last game, he believes that they're going to get a good crowd out there. Like, they're going to send 10, 15,000 to the game on top of what Nebraska sent.
So the record for all Vegas Bowls ever is like 44,000?
Barely 44.
And I do think that this could have a chance. I mean, last year's game, I believe, only drew 26.
Yeah.
So it hasn't drawn well, and they've only played a couple of times at Allegiant Stadium, but you got to think every time Nebraska's played West, they've always drawn 20,000 fans.
Yeah.
So you would like to think between the Huskers in Vegas, Phoenix, and the California area, you're going to get 15,000 that come that way.
You had a great comp, right? He said it's the National Guard for Nebraska fans. When they need them, they just call them out, and they show up someplace and they go to games.
Yeah, I would be there. So
right.
I'll do
You're a National Guard member too.
Yeah.
The Lincoln deployment.
Yes.
Exactly.
So I mean, I just learned of that this weekend. So I'm looking forward to it, to be stepping into Allegiant Stadium and support Nebraska. But yeah, I think it's, again, Nebraska fans have been starved for these bowl games for so long.
Sure.
I mean, this was a holiday tradition. I mean, families said they would save up their money and go to the bowl game, no matter where it was, every single year. And they didn't have it for 7, 8 years now. So, and then obviously last year with the Pinstripe Bowl was the first one. People want to go and still support, even though product it's been better, hasn't been where it needs to be, but they'll still go and support. Doesn't matter. We've seen it, whatever sport Nebraska's playing in. And we saw just in the Crown deal with the basketball.
Yes,
I mean, guys,
exactly.
people traveled to Vegas last year for that as well. So there'll be plenty of Nebraska fans there.
And Nebraska did get a pretty good bump on this because of just who they are. I mean, because Illinois lost to Minnesota.
Yep.
If Illinois was 9-3, Nebraska would not be in Vegas right now. Illinois would have been the team that would have gone to Tampa, and Iowa would have gone to Vegas, and we'd be probably in Nashville. But because Illinois lost that game, it allowed Nebraska to be selected over the Illini, over Minnesota, and a lot of that has to do with Husker fans. And the data is there. Anytime Nebraska plays West, they draw. They even drew at Fresno. I mean, there were more Nebraska fans at Fresno State than there were Fresno State fans.
It's Nebraska's number one commodity. It's their fan base, and they're going to go and they're going to supply. Let's talk about Utah, because we know that Dampier, as a quarterback, can run. He throws the ball. They have a good set of running backs, but they're really building that offensive line.
Yeah, you look at the tackle play, Michael. They've got a couple of high round. I mean, how many first rounders on that O-line?
They could have two. They could literally have two.
So just in terms of that, you talk about what the Big 12 is. Utah's probably as closely built to a Big 10 team as there is in the Big 12. And that's Kyle Whittingham. He's carried that style since he's taken over for the Utes. And a lot of people don't realize this. He was the successor to Urban Meyer, and he's been there that long. I mean, Urban Meyer handed him that program, and he's kept it. And we know in today's age of college football, to have that kind of continuity, there's only a couple places, and they're Nebraska's last two opponents, Iowa and Utah.
Yeah, they were tough. So you had Rocky Long, and you had Kyle Whittingham, and you had the defensive coordinator. Those three guys together at New Mexico were all coaching at one time, and it just Bronco Mendenhall. That's the other guy I was thinking about, and that was just the toughest teams, and they all went to their own teams and took that toughness with them.
Yeah, no, whether it's Utah or BYU, they have a history of just playing good, sound, physical football. Some of it's been rather unique from a styles standpoint. You've seen BYU implement a 3-3-5. The BYU teams in the back, they airmail it. But what Urban Meyer brought to Utah with Alex Smith, that's where you kind of first saw the RPO offense get implemented in there. And Utah's run the heck out of the football since they've been since Urban's left there. And it's with the quarterback and with the running back as well. So they are a very sound, physical football team. And they play special teams really, really well. Nebraska's going to get tested on all three phases in this game. But most importantly, they better bring their hard hats, because Utah can play and get downhill and play really physical football.
As a defensive lineman, nightmares when you see a guy like Dampier out there?
Yes, because it slows you down.
Yep.
You have to be careful. And usually your defensive coordinator, D-line coaches, when you play mobile quarterbacks, you have to play very, very sound. You have to
stay in your gap.
You got to stay in your gap. You have to be very careful on how you rush. You really can't go underneath because you can't allow him to escape the pocket. If you do, you got to kind of tell your a linebacker or your defensive tackle next to you, hey, I'm going to take a chance. You better cover me up to take care of that outside rush lane. But again, your shoulders got to stay parallel to the line of scrimmage. You can't get turned because you get the inside zone reads. Boom, you get your shoulders turned a little bit. He's gone. So you have to be that more disciplined when you play mobile quarterback.
Yeah, one quick question before we move on to the Big Ten. When you look at opt-outs for Nebraska, because we talked a little bit about Utah for a second, are you hearing any more than we already know?
I mean, you got to take Matt Rule for his word on that. Even Dasan McCullough, it was a little misleading when he tweeted kind of it was like his goodbye, but you know, a couple of us had to put out like, hey, he is still playing in the bowl game though, because he needs the bowl game. So I do think for a lot of Husker players, especially the two deep guys, they need this game. You know, I do think a lot of these guys, you know, they're not high enough profile where they can just say, I'm going to have a great portal market. I mean, a good bowl game, if they are looking to go in the portal, might even help their stock more.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Let's take a look at the Big Ten teams in the college ball rankings. Buckeyes and, of course, Hoosiers just flip one spot, which may not be a great thing for Ohio State because the 3 spot probably be a better one in terms of what you got coming up, including Ole Miss without their coaching staff, Oregon at 5, USC at 16, just outside of Michigan at 18, and Iowa at 23. And here's your bracket. Overall, the way it looks, Indiana 1, Ohio State, and then Georgia at 3, which allows them, again, to get the Ole Miss team without their coaching staff, where Ohio State obviously may get a tougher opponent, but you look at the bracket overall there. Let's get to our viewer survey questions that we had. Let's see what you thought about the matchup. What do you think is going to happen against the 15th ranked Utah Utes? 52% of the people say Utah close win, 26% into the ranked opponent losing streak, and 22% say Utah blowout. Your feel for the matchup?
Yeah, initially on paper, I don't like it just because of Utah's ability to run the football. But I think in these bowl games, again, it's more of what kind of Sean already alluded to earlier is what's the care level, the give a damn level of these teams, the opt-outs. We could see what Utah has in the next coming weeks. And really, what Nebraska's done defensively is going to be interesting with Phil Snow. Can he make these tweaks can they be more heavy-handed against the run game? But initially, I think it's going to be high scoring, but I think Utah is still going to be too much for Nebraska in a couple weeks.
Well, obviously, when you go out and you get a coordinator, an offensive line coach from other teams, are you hearing anything about any of those guys from the other team, Georgia Tech or San Diego State, maybe following them?
I think San Diego State's the one to watch. When you bring Group of 5, you know immediately no one's making any money.
Right.
And so at that point, if San Diego
Although
State...
they do have, that's a school that has money.
But not Big Ten money.
Yeah, but not Big Ten money at all.
And so if there's a guy or two, that guy A is going to know what they're making.
Yeah.
So you can come at them and say, hey, you know, if you want to kind of run it back with me, we can do this for you. And, and that's what's happening. And I think Matt Rule, when he made this move, was like, hey, if I bring a guy, can I hire someone that can bring people with me? And, you know, like Jim Leonard would have been a great coordinator, but he can't bring Bronco players to Lincoln. And I think that's been some of the mistake of some of the previous hires. They haven't been able to bring players with them. This might be one that can bring a couple.
Do you think Dylan Raiola will be? Greg asked the question on Facebook. Do you think Raiola will transfer?
Again, that 3-phrase answer, I don't know.
Give us some percentages. What do you think?
I think he's here, and I think it's 70-30 that he's here. 70% the chance that he's here.
I mean, you got $3.5 million is his reported wage.
Right.
So, number one, is there a team out there that would even come close to that? Probably not.
Matching it, right.
The money game has changed with rev share. So in America, do you take less money? In any situation, not very often.
Yeah.
So what is the market for him? Is his phone ringing? He's hurt too. People forget that. Like, he's coming off injury, so it's not like he can come in and work out right away for a new program. But I do think the Latif performance in this bowl game is another chapter to this saga, how this will all play out.
It's only a broken bone, so obviously, you know, that heals. It's not a ligament damage or anything like that. But when you look at the amount of money you can allocate for 2 quarterbacks, what do you think that number could possibly be?
Well, right now you're in 3.5 plus whatever you can do for Latif. And if he's not your starter, like, how high can you go on a non-starter? I use the analogy on our show, you can't have 2 speedboats in the garage. I mean, it's just hard to, doesn't make sense. You know, you only have one. And so what do you do? I don't see a world where you could pay them both like 7 figures, especially if one is not playing. And then you have Trey Taylor, who's coming in the next year, who is higher ranked than Dylan Raiola was coming out of high school.
Yeah. In terms of guys you'd like to see stay from Nebraska, not to eat the portal, is there a couple of guys you can think of that you'd like to say, don't go to the portal?
Yeah, I mean, Nwaneri, Keona Davis.
Ja'Cory Barney?
Ja'Cory Barney would be one, yes.
Isaiah Hunter?
Yes, you just keep bringing him up.
What about Shavers in a new scheme?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, allow him to be fast, right?
Yes.
Please allow him to be fast.
Get downhill, right? Yeah. Let him go shoot his gun. But yeah, I think you look, your D lineman, right? And then you look O lineman. I think those are your most important pieces. Your Pritchett, those type of guys. And I know they've transferred already, but you got to keep those guys at the most important positions, O line, D line, happy and keep them here.
Got Pritchett, and then you have your center, and then you're replacing everything else for the most part.
Gatula's back.
And Gatula, well, we got to see where he ends up. You think him at guard or at tackle? Because we saw him struggle a little bit at right tackle, obviously.
I think he makes more sense as a guard.
Yeah.
But does that mean they have to go back out and get a portal tackle? Probably. And then Pritchett be one tackle, and you'd have another portal guy with Justin Evans and Gatula. And then is it Maciejczak, Sledge, Peters, or a portal guy? And or a transfer, Jeep Wade could bring somebody here. We just don't really know.
That's a possibility,
like what direction that could go. But I think it's safe to say there'll probably be at least 2 portal O linemen added to this team.
Yeah, and I mean, you've seen so many schools, even Alabama goes out and adds offensive linemen in the portal. You know, even Notre Dame goes, well, except for Clemson, not doing much of it, but everybody else does. So not surprised if Nebraska does it. What do you got for your burning question?
My burning question is, can Nebraska get up for this game? I mean, this could be arguably their most challenging game of the season. And they're going to be undermanned without their best players. This is as big of a challenge as Nebraska's going to face all year.
I don't have a burning question. I just want to wish my son Maverick a happy birthday. It's his 9th birthday, his golden birthday, December 9th. So I'll get home here soon, buddy, and have some cake with you. So happy birthday. Happy
birthday to Maverick as well. My burning question is simple. Can Nebraska control the running game for Utah? Can Phil Snow figure out something to control Dampier and those running backs as well? That's going to be the big part in that game. For our thoughts on who will win the Vegas Bowl, check out the prediction on X, Facebook, or our website. And for Big Red Rap, we'll be back after Vegas Bowl game Tuesday, January 6th at 7 p.m. on Nebraska Public Media. You can tune in on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and our website, nebraskapublicmedia.org. Our special thanks to BC, Brian Christopherson, and Sammy Moore for a quick little time on her Zoom. For Jay Moore and Sean Callahan, I'm Michael Severe. We'll see you next year on Big Red Wrap-Up.